Okay, today we'll do something quick, something beautiful, something meaningful. Yeah, today I want us to work on preloader. But before the preloader, I want us to go deep into some few things to get to know before we start the design. So I named today's lesson First Things First before you design in Figma or before you start your UI UX design. So in Figma, there are some elements, there are some attributes that composite your design base or your design element, or that constitutes all your design flows. And some of these things are frame, layout, auto layout, we have component, we have variant, prototyping, or interaction. And all these things are some elements or key elements which you cannot do away with whilst you are designing or you are making your UI UX design in Figma. So let's start with what a frame is or what a frame type is. A frame type is just, in a simple understanding, the frame size you are working on or the screen size or the subscript. So when I hit on the F key on the keyboard right now, it will send me to the frame tool so that I can make selection of the exact frame that I want to work with. We have a frame for mobile or phone, we have for tablet, we have for desktop presentation, we have smartwatch, paper, that is the A4, A3 and stuff. We have for social media posts, and maybe you want to do a plugin for a community. The archive or the archive is also there. Yes. So as I'm saying, these are some elements or some things or few things that you need to know first before you start your UI UX design or your UI design journey. So the frame, as I stated earlier on, frame is the screen size you are working with. Somebody will decide to do the users or the user dashboard or the user flow with using or with the mobile. But in the administration area, you will decide to give a desktop view to the administrator. That is what the person wants. That is not what me I want. Yes, depending on what the person wants. And we have something we call web. It's also a feature in Figma. So in Figma, you can use the FigJam, you can use the FigMake, you can use the web, you can use the design, all this or the presentation, all these features are what or are platforms that gives you or give you the edge or that gives you the ability to design or make your flow in a very simple way based on where or what you are designing for. So fast forward, the frame looks like this, the A. So under the A, you will see the frame well presented, or somebody will also say subscript. Moving from the frame, or okay, in the frame column, I name it frame type and size I417, meaning there are a lot of frame sizes available there, but I prefer to go with I417. Okay, so that is just the definition or the simple understanding for a frame. Coming down, we have another frame which have to do with shape frames. So this frame happy to do with all the shapes element that we'll be using in composing our design. Every UI design need a navigation, and those navigations they come in either shape or arrow form or a sign, depending on how or which way you want to do it. Talking of the signs or the symbols or the icons, those ones you can get it from the community, but they are available plugins that you can use to generate all those kind of icons. And one of these plugins for icon generation is Material Icon. It's one of the powerful tools every UI UX designer using Figma knows very well and know how important it is to their designing platforms. Moving on, among the shapes, we have like the ellipse, we have the rectangle, and the rectangle can be twisted to or manipulated to any size at all that you want. That is for you and what you want to use it for. The next step is the text. The text, anytime you are typing, it comes with a frame. and or you type in a normal text. After typing with a normal text, you convert it to frame, or you make a frame selection. That means your text has been put into a house, and into that house you can the auto layout. It gives you the ability or the edge to break down the text into different alignment or position based on what you want at the end of the day. Okay. uh so over there we have something like the hang, we have the fix. Yes, all depend on what you want after you auto layout it. So these are some of the auto layout key things that you need to know. For example, I've converted this thing to auto layout by right clicking and going to select auto layout. After that, you will see this box has come. So over here, this is the flow. The flow having to do with how do you want your things that you've grouped or you've auto layout, how do you want them to be aligned. You have the vertical, we have the horizontal. This is a vertical, this is a horizontal. And another one, that's a free form. The free form has to do with you moving it to any place inside that particular layout or inside that particular frame. You can move it to any place at all. Okay. So the auto layout, in a simple understanding, we have this, and okay, let me use the B to explain it. We have this as the main subscript, and these small ones are being placed on it. But now, when you auto layout something, they will be merged together with the background, meaning the background is housing this element or these items or these shapes into one. That is how the auto layout works. So you can see I try to make a wireframe for the one of or for just a design sample. So in your designing or in your design, this is how some of the things in your mind, this is how they will be placed. You will see that anytime you are logging into a pay or an app for a first time, it has to load the wireframe before everything comes into life. Yes, so it also helps as the wireframe also comes as a guide for every element to be positioned well on your designing screen or frame perfectly.